Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 75 of the ToonamiGAF podcast. I'm Greg Zeno. Tonight we have B-Dubs,
Hello.
C-Kohler,
Hey guys.
and BB Boy 20.
I'm done wasting my breath.
All right,
It was one
good
of
night,
those
BB Boy
nights.
20.
It was definitely one of those nights.
Yep. Anyway, starting off with news. Are you guys excited for not one, but two new Sword Art Online animes?
I want to weep and then die.
It's a surprising announcement, to say the least.
Yeah. And the worst part is it hit GAF about the same time that Tokyo Ghoul was going through its 5-minute walk. So
We'll get to that.
So I just sort of tabbed over to the OT. I'm like, oh dear God, you've got to be kidding me! Not right now.
I've said it before on this show that I actually wouldn't mind another SAO because the last two were just glorious.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Just
I mean,
in the wrong way.
How would you feel if this third season could potentially end up being a year long?
I don't know
Longer.
about that. Ugh.
It's probably going to wind up being longer given how much it's supposedly covering. Because apparently this next arc is multiple books. And one season is one book at the rate they've been going. Give or take an episode or two.
So this other one that doesn't appear to even have any of the characters from the main cast in it.
Mm-hmm.
This is just this feels like a complete spin-off story or something.
It looks basically like, what if we... Oh.
Yeah, that it does look like there's one spin-off. We're probably not going to get that one. Because, there's hope that one might actually be good.
It looks like if they were like, what if we did something, we need a Moblob show, quick, put it in the gun one.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
God.
they want to reuse Gun Gale Online, and they're like, we can use that and make another story with there.
Yeah,
Feels like.
I mean,
Already making a game out of that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fatal Bullet. Why used to have a good logo?
I mean, I don't know. Again, there have been worse shows, as we will later discuss on Toonami.
Yes, there have. Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really mind it too much. I mean, and again, if it has as huge plot holes as the previous two seasons, I think it would be kind of funny. So
Yeah.
The absolute worst it could do is be just perfectly competent enough, but have no
Redeeming qualities.
just be the worst it could do is be like a Samurai 7 forever.
Well, no, I mean Samurai 7, it had that guy who sold his wife, and it had some unintentionally funny stuff, and the parts where they directly copied the movie were pretty good.
Okay, so the worst it could be is 50 plus episodes of
right.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's got built-in problems.
Yes,
If Kirito continues to be the greatest Marty Stew of all time,
he will.
and there's going to be totally exploitative fan service. I mean, if it has all of those makings, then it's going to be more of the same, I would think. But I mean,
who knows? This arc could introduce cool new characters and have an interesting plot.
yeah, exactly. Or they might.
What are the odds of that?
They might redeem Kirito somehow, make him interesting. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it does have things going for it, typically great animation and music, and that I think that both seasons had that. And again, other shows we've shown on the block don't even have that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's a possibility it could turn out to be good, but given the source material, I'm not, gonna bet on it. I'm probably going to bet the other way that it's going to be irredeemable and we're all going to be laughing hysterically at some bullshit like Super AIDS again.
It's just going to be a lot longer in between those moments this time.
Oh, God. Honestly, I hope... Well, I mean, it seems like those moments come at the end of each book. So, considering it's covering multiple books, my hope is we'd get at least one of those every couple of weeks. If not, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, potentially.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Don't give it the benefit of the doubt, man.
I'm not. I'm just hoping for like insane fuckery so I can laugh at it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Pretty much. Just make it. Again, I would welcome it if only because the last 2 shows have been pretty entertaining to watch, but not for the reason they intended.
No.
Game Guy is still around, but he just doesn't seem to hang out in the ToonamiGAF anymore.
Well, I don't think there's anything he wants to watch.
Oh, you think he'll be back? If so will SEO, and he'll have his
I'm back and
tables
I brought my tables.
DTL shows up whenever Hunter x Hunter is on, so
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
At least he shows up for a good show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but probably for the wrong reasons. I'm kidding. I like you, DTL. Despite everything, you're not a crazy person. You just have a very specific fetish.
Anyway,
moving on.
Ghost in the Shell is doing its second gig.
Yep, second gig is going to replace Attack on Titan.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good back half of the block with that's a lot of really good sci-fi in the back half.
That's actually really good. But staying up for Ghost in the Shell at like 3:30.
Yeah, that's going to be rough.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I may not do it. I haven't been watching Attack on Titan reruns, but that's not because it's good. It's just so late. But, man, a slow, plot-heavy show like second gig.
That's going to be a bit much.
Yeah.
I mean,
and after Cowboy Bebop, a show which, quite frankly, we've all seen like 75 times.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, I haven't. I might actually be watching a few episodes for the first time on that run, but
that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I may watch some of them because I've seen most of second gig, but I think I missed a couple episodes here or there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just so late.
I know, but there's some really fantastic episodes in second gig, like some really, really great ones. The main plot episodes, if I remember right, they aren't as good as the first one, but some of the standalone ones are just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I remember some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so, and the last piece of news, it's finally time for Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yep.
Thank God.
Iron-Blooded Orphans is coming to save us from, our bullshit ghoul thing.
I will say, too, going into this, I don't know anything about this new season. I don't know.
Neither
I mean,
do
I obviously I know enough to know that, at least 2 of the characters are returning, but I don't know anything else.
Yeah, no, I can't say I've paid any attention. Like, I was okay on the first season, but, not enough to be like, oh, I'm going to watch ahead or anything like that.
I just remember people in... Oh, go ahead, B-Boy.
Flashbacks on Dort.
Well, yeah. I mean, there were things we didn't like about the first season, but I think we later came to appreciate that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
Thanks, Gundam Unicorn. You were good for something.
The middle part of that whole season sure didn't feel okay for the most part. Like once they went to space, it started to slowly go downhill.
Yeah. I mean, there were issues that with the plotting that they needed to address, but I mean, by the end of the series, they got out all the information they needed to get. They didn't dole it out exactly the way they should have, but whatever. It's still better than Tokyo Ghoul.
I mean,
that's not a high bar to clear.
Yeah, but
no, I agree with you.
I think they barely they got to the finish line in the end, metaphorically speaking, all scratched and bruised up. And even then, how a certain character died, that's a little small detail kind of made it unconvincing.
Biscuit.
But they did do at the very, very, very end, they did have a really great character turnaround with the main bad guy and what he pulled. And it's man, I want to see more of that guy, and I do know he's going to be in it. So kind of looking forward to that.
I would agree that it is, at least as far as I've seen, a new Toonami, the best Gundam, the best overall best depiction of characters, even within the many other bad characters in the show.
Yeah. And also, I've heard a lot of good things about this season just peripherally from ToonamiGAF and stuff, saying things like, it's actually a lot better than the first season. And I'm thinking, well, okay, that's promising.
Yeah, it does seem like this one is worth a shot to, sort of go in and be okay, I'm just going to forget the last season happened. It wasn't horrible. It was okay. It had its issues, but let's give this a, new chance.
Yeah.
Because apparently this one is more entertaining.
I think the thing with the second season is that most, the actual overarching plot might be better. I mean,
that's good.
That wouldn't really be hard to do, considering we didn't find out anything about the plot until the last 15 minutes of the final episode.
And also, stakes are way higher.
Cool.
That's not necessarily a good thing, but
I don't know. I mean, I think it sounds fine. It's funny thinking about it right now. I don't really remember. I wasn't really remembering much about the first season, but just thinking about it right now, I'm thinking about all these really kind of funny things that happened that that made us laugh that weren't supposed to. But things like the space harem. Remember the ship with just the guy with the harem?
Oh yeah,
and
they're back.
Yeah, if they're back, I'm looking forward to more of them because that's funny as crap. And then
that shit was amazing.
Yeah, and then
the hair gel minds of Uranus.
Yes, the hair gel minds of Uranus. I'm
There were
pretty sure
other
that's that bit when they were on the train and everyone died. I mean, not everyone died, but I think Mikazuki still doesn't have an eyeball. He's got one missing or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think I'm looking forward to it, even though I'm going to just brace myself for the political this time.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's unavoidable in Gundam, I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been better to say that this season's moves toward just straight out war more.
That might be better for it overall. It does seem like these characters are better suited for a series where everything's just at war all the time, and there's not a whole lot of meandering or political crap or whatever.
That is a good evaluation. But fuck, man. I think Dort still got messed up.
Yeah, I mean, Dort was still Dort, but I mean, it's going to be better. It's going to be better than Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, I
think you need to stop saying that because that isn't even a phrase worth uttering. Anything is better than Tokyo Ghoul. fucking dirty mud on the sidewalk is better than Tokyo Ghoul.
What about
mud?
What about a dead possum on the side of the road?
I'm telling it. Yeah, better
with rabies.
Yeah, you got it
for dinner.
All right. I mean, we're gonna go.
Okay. I mean, let's not go that far.
All right.
I was gonna say the mud from the Pennington, her name was, in JoJo. He drank out of after kissing Gio.
Oh God,
yeah, I think that would be prefer that mud over TG.
Mm-hmm.
Any other news?
No.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And want to go onto the block?
Yes, let's jump right in with Dragon Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Super Episode 35, Turn Your Anger into Strength, Vegeta's Full Bore Battle. So Vegeta was like, I really need to fight someone who looks like Frieza. And then immediately...
Got robbed.
One punch!
Yes.
C. Kohler dub that over with the actual scream from the opening.
You got it.
No, yeah, I mean, that one had to feel good for Vegeta because, I mean, Frieza had been fucking with him like his entire life and he never got the kill there. Like, even at the end of, Return of Frieza, Goku kill stole. I mean, in fairness, Vegeta was taking too long.
He was trying to relish the moment.
Well, I mean, and he deserves it, but, he can relish while he blasts,
Yeah, I can see him just like vaporizing Frieza without actually hitting the Earth's core.
Yeah, I mean, what did you guys think of the robot guy's voice? Because it seems like everyone's sort of torn on it.
Hilarious as all hell.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I agree with that.
I thought I was supposed to be understanding what he was saying, and then I realized I wasn't, and then I was like, okay.
This is amazing. Yeah, no, I mean, personally, I loved it, but a lot of the guys who watch the sub are sort of like, oh, it's not the same, because apparently in Japanese he just sounds like a regular person, but he makes like robot sound at the end of it, all his sentences.
No, I thought they said that in Japanese he's basically just a Pokemon. He just says Vegeta.
I'm confused. What the hell does he do? No, I think he actually talks.
The actual answer is who knows and who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit? This is better. Yeah. I mean, he sounds like a goddamn robot here. It's amazing.
I wasn't really expecting a super deep character with the giant, goofy-looking steam.
No, I mean, nobody was.
So, I mean, whatever. It took me off guard. I was kind of like, okay, that's what we're doing. All right, I'm in for that. I guess. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I mean, it was fun, and I really liked it.
It was
Vegeta
fine.
Vegeta looks like he's having a hard time with the fight. I mean, he's not exactly full power, but
I mean, we're really just gonna have to wait for a long time before we get Super Saiyan Blue, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's just not going to spam it from the beginning. Where's the fun in that? What? He's just going to beat everyone with one punch. And he did that once. You're not going to do that the second time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people were saying this guy was kind of sounded like Microsoft Sam.
Oh my God, he does. I can hear it now.
I don't really know what that. One of his lines though, they sounded like "chugga chugga fuck."
Oh God. No, I mean, this arc is a lot of fun though. I definitely like it better than the last two. It's moving at a brisker clip, and there's a lot of different and fun characters around.
Also, we need to talk about Hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
He's a hitman.
He is. He is actually a hitman.
Named
Called Hit. Yes.
Oddly good name, even though it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's fairly. It's pretty Dickens-like, but whatever, it works. His head looked a bit like a penis, but whatever.
So that actually brings up
awkwardly shaped.
Brings up a good question though, and I get that he's their universe's kind of version of Piccolo, but I don't think he's a Namekian.
No,
right?
No, he's not. No,
he's way stronger.
I mean, he's their version of Golgo 13 or whatever.
Huh.
He does.
So,
he wrecks Frost.
Well, I mean, he wrecks everyone.
But Frost is like, I'm Frieza tier, and then Hit's just like, you're dead, bitch.
No. Yeah. Hit's like, I'm Golden Frieza tier.
Yeah, and he does some kind of an attack, and it's not clear or been revealed yet what he did, but it kind of like light shoots out of him. We don't really understand that, so that'll be interesting to learn more about what he does.
He actually has a really cool power set, you know.
That
it looks like it.
I mean, we've kind of seen it before. Like, it gets expanded on later. Like, it could be like a really broken Nen ability if, Togashi wanted to make it that way. But, like, it's a cool power.
Well, I guess for so long it kind of breaks the mold of what you typically expect. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's fun, It's not just, oh, I'm gonna punch you, I'm so strong. It's, oh, I'm gonna punch you, I'm so strong, but I have a technique.
But like if he showed up and it was just like, here's a Kamehameha, and Frost was like, this is the strongest thing ever. That would have been lame.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anyway, anything else from this episode?
No. Only thing I wrote down was chugga chugga clankety clankety.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapter is episode 134. True worth beginning to show, the treacherous Boo.
Yeah.
In this episode, finally.
Yes, finally.
Boo does what he should have done however many chapters ago.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this last week, and I'm kind of glad they didn't stretch it out any longer.
Yeah, I mean, it was getting to the point where it was like, why haven't you done this yet? We all know it's going to happen.
Yeah. And violently, too. I mean, like, bloody.
Oh, yeah, he just strangled that bitch.
Yeah, he punched his head off.
Yeah, that too.
And then immediately went to the narration. And that's the end.
Yep, he's like, yeah, he's dead.
Yep.
The DBZ announcer guy comes on, and he says something, and he's like, and that was the end of Bobbity.
I mean, just to let you know, he's not actually alive this time, Because, I mean, the last time Piccolo cut him in half, and, he's like, I'm still here.
Well,
oddly enough, his slicing was could have been kind of a bit more dramatic and just kind of fitting him.
I mean, he wasn't dead, so,
Well, that's what it turns out, but
yeah,
while he went down, seemed like he could have.
I guess.
Yeah, I was done with Bobbity's superiority complex.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it wasn't super rewarding, it was nice to at least see him finally get off, be defeated the way he was,
Apparently, it turns out the secret was you have to just annihilate the head.
Well, pretty much. I mean, isn't that always?
Or no, that's not what it was. He grabbed his throat so that he couldn't do his chants.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't speak a spell or whatever.
Right.
Oh.
Because Boo even says that it's like, I figure you out. You can't say magic words now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed how after Goku left, they're like, who the fuck was that guy?
Wait, what do you mean?
Goku. Who the fuck was that? When Goku leaves, he just pieces out, and Bomity's like, who the hell was that?
Oh. And he was also surprised, too, that he could instant transmit. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, he just disappeared.
Right.
We got a whole long-ass scene with Bulma's laid-back parents. Basically, everybody, there was 50-50 split, I think, on the thread. Or maybe it was just me, I don't know. But people in the thread were like, oh, man, I love Bulma's parents. They don't give a crap. They're just kicking back and taking it easy. And I was like, what? If someone comes up to you and saying, I need this right away or the world is going to end, don't offer them a fucking sandwich.
No.
Step it up.
That's the thing you shouldn't do.
Look, they were having tea in a prehistoric garden with dinosaurs. They were baked.
They were baked.
Yes.
That little cat is baked for sure. The one that rides on his shoulder.
Yep.
Also, they didn't know where it was anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also realized in this episode that the combination of Goku's like Super Saiyan 3 hair plus the halo. You know, whenever I saw those design elements and from screenshots from old Dragon Ball Z games, I thought that's from like filler, right?
Nope. Nope.
Nope. I think it's the combination of the super long hair and the halo that makes it look overly absurd.
I mean, everything about it makes it look silly, you know?
But no, it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a scene where Bulma just, accidentally remembers.
Oh yeah,
she
that's
left the
where I
freaking
put
radar,
that.
and then they got to get a hold of Trunks, and
thank God Videl has a phone.
Yeah, good thing Videl actually carries a cell phone around, and then like Roshi just out of the blue just straight up like feels her up briefly, being Roshi, and it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, Gohan will punch your face off if he finds out you're feeling his girl up. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Oops, he's dead.
It is kind of funny though. I didn't even think about not even Bulma had a freaking cell phone.
Well, yeah, like you would think Bulma of all people would have a cell phone. I mean, she's like the richest person on that planet.
Yeah. Also, I think they had revealed this before, but I had forgotten. But Boo can copy people's moves, and so he even does a Kamehameha in this episode, that was kind of a big moment, I guess.
I guess. I mean, it was cool, but you know.
Yeah, it wasn't like super memorable.
If I remember right, this next part of the arc is going to slow things down quite a bit.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. I'm not really looking forward to the next stretch of episodes.
Yeah, how long does it take to learn a fusion? Jeez.
Well, I mean, there's that, and then there's the stuff that's going to be going on with Boo, which is kind of, I mean, it's kind of silly. I mean, you guys might like it, I don't know, but, you know, like, once was enough for me. It just sort of feels like, okay, I gotta, you know, slow Boo down a little bit so that they can learn fusion and Gohan can do whatever the hell he's doing, and, you know, to make all the timing line up properly.
All right, so Grex, you got anything else on this?
No, it's still Dragon Ball Z Kai.
About right.
Anyway, want to talk about JoJo?
Yeah.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, Episode 9, Yellow Temperance. In this episode, lick.
just all of the licking.
We made it, fam. Americans on national television saw that. After years of it just proliferating the internet, it finally made it to like American TV sets.
They put it in next week's lineup promo too. This was a fantastic episode, I thought.
Yeah, it was really good. And not just because of the meme-ness of it. And
I mean, that was great too.
That was good, but I mean, like, I think in general, like, it was just a cool episode because there was, like, for the first part of the episode, you're kind of like, what is going on with Cock Queen? You know, you don't really know. And it's like, has he been possessed? Is he, like, what's going on? So it was actually kind of intriguing and actually a little bit menacing, too, to see him acting all weird and out of character.
Yeah, that was some weird shit. I do like how just how weird like he was acting and everything, and I do want to point out that how did the little girl know about the parts she wasn't there for? You know, like she's like, oh, this is. Yeah. I mean, like I'm like so she has a copy of the script, but I mean, it's like I don't know. It feels like maybe there might be something going on there. Probably not, but whatever.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's
Probably not. No, I
storytelling
think.
that it's just, they're
Yeah, I
just
think
making it
she just had
convenient.
the script.
Yeah. I liked the little
Yeah.
comment too about the fact that when the real Kakyoin comes back up to their room, it's like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "I've been down sunbathing." It's like, "In your school uniform?" And he's like, "Yeah."
That's all he wears.
And they're immediately like, "Yep, this is him."
That's him. Don't gotta worry. It's all he wears.
So this week's villain of the week, whose name I don't remember.
Rubber Soul. He never
Rubber
actually
Soul.
says it.
Okay, interesting. That makes sense then.
That's
Anyway,
a good name.
so he has the unbeatable power that ultimately gets beaten, Yellow
Of course.
Temperance, which is kind of like was really weird. I don't really quite understand. Grex, could you explain his power?
He has the blob.
Okay,
That's all we're getting.
but does it like makes it so he can turn into people?
I mean, it's basically the blob, but it can disguise him.
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, because he turns up turning into some like old woman, or not old, but like this kind of heavy set woman on a rail car, and then when he reveals himself, he starts grabbing at himself like on the boob, and then like
Yep.
kills a dog.
Technically, it was the dog owner who did. So when Jotaro like warned him to stop pulling.
Hmm.
It's like that scene in the blob where that girl pulls that guy's arm off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that scene.
For the record, kids, they're referring to the Blob remake, I believe.
Yeah, not the 50s, yeah.
Nobody's seen Blob from the 50s.
I don't think that movie exists anymore.
And
It's
so
probably the best one, but
It probably is.
Jotaro figures out, I guess, that he can drown this guy. And then that ends up being like his Achilles heel or whatever. And and then when he's doing that, the guy's like, "Hey, it was just a prank, bro. Just a prank."
this guy is super pathetic.
Yeah.
He really is. He's the
He's like-
best.
What was that one line? Dickless butt munch?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
this guy was like super.
That was fantastic.
He was using all kinds of cuss words and stuff. Like he was so full of himself.
I loved the dub for this guy.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And then we definitely get one of the most satisfying auras in this auras in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one's really good.
it was quick, as quick as a splash page.
So fast though.
Yeah, like I'm literally seeing the manga version. It then transitions to the train.
Yeah. And then on the train, Kakyoin has to be a dick and be like, lick, 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 lick.
Oh yeah, that was fun too because I wasn't expecting that. That is like that wasn't the weirdness of that guy. It's like he literally does that in real life as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Araki really put the emphasis in Bizarre in this whole series.
Yeah.
People are also like, how did he get into that other tram car going the other way?
Who knows?
Well, he just got off on the other end and got another one going the opposite direction. I mean, it's just that Jotaro was standing
That's
on that
about right.
pillar is an anime time.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think it's just sort of one of those like it just the way that it was the edit happens, it makes it confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you read it from the manga, where like, time is really a hard thing to tell. And that's especially the case with the fact that Cocoin the scenes weren't even there when they were after the girl was on the phone with Joseph. Like that wasn't even there. That's actually the same thing with the previous episode of Polnareff, where like in the manga they just focus on his battle with those soul sacrifice, but in the manga they added in scenes of the other characters the other Crusaders joining in and like wondering where's Polnareff. So that's where, because if they didn't add the scene, I suppose I noticed some of you guys were like anxious, like are they gonna go save him or not? Probably wouldn't notice because
It didn't happen that way, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, it does. I think it would have worked better had they not inserted those shots. And
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they definitely added it for this episode, so it's concerned that not to feel the viewers feel confused, but rather like they just that Rubber Soul replicated or replaced a coin. So that's how you pronounce it again? Shit.
Kakooin.
Kakuni. Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh yeah. He actually said oh god. The Kyle Habert's other role. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name.
Eisen.
Like the point is that he actually said, "Who the hell do you think I am?"
Oh,
Like nobody else got it.
Oh, did
Like,
he make a Kamina reference?
Yes.
Oh, I guess
Oh.
I missed it.
Yeah, who the hell do you think I am? When he was bidding that mugger.
no, you know what? I remember
Oh,
him
yeah.
saying that, but I didn't put together that was the same voice actor.
That's why I highlighted like the yes in my post that night. I
Oh,
realized, holy shit! I didn't expect this because I don't even. Let me look at the scene. I
Yeah.
don't think he even said that in the manga.
that's
It's been
funny.
a while since Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I love Gurren Lagann. Also, another thing they said again in this episode is like, "Sucks to be you." They use that again as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this episode's great. Not a lot to talk about, but it's fantastic. Don't let that fool you. It's fantastic.
It was fun.
Anyway. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Let's get it over with.
Yes,
Hunter,
let's.
Hunter.
Tokyo Ghoul Route A, episode 12. The episode title is literally just Ken followed by like 3 of those like underscores.
Ugh. I mean, he just spent the whole time walking, you know? Like, fuck it.
This
All right.
episode is an atrocity.
Okay. Okay. So, like, yeah. So, like, I don't know how many minutes that scene drug on. It's basically like
It was
the
like
show.
5.
It was like trying to pull the Evangelion elevator scene kind of thing, and it was just terrible.
It wasn't good.
It's just like it's as what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it was everyone in the thread was just like, how far up its own ass can this show go?
Yep. It went all the way up.
And then it started singing, and it's like, welp.
And then, yeah, in most shows, when the opening music starts playing, you're like, oh, this is going to be hype. And here you're like, no, stop. Just stop.
No, you haven't earned that.
Yeah.
The singing is so bad.
And then,
It really is.
I mean, everything it could do to be pretentious, it does. Like he's got like the little bloody tear going down his cheek.
Oh god!
I'm like, God, no.
His hair kept changing colors. I'm like,
yeah. His hair
like,
turns
wait.
back to black and then back to white again, and it's like,
yeah. I'm like, I'm like, what is even going on here? Whose hair is that?
Scenes of everyone else just dying and shit, and it's like, isn't this terrible?
Yeah, I mean, I posted, I was like, all I got out of this episode was like, it sucks. This world sucks for the people who live in it, and it sucks for us, the viewers who have to watch it.
Yep.
Christ. Oh yeah, I don't even call a lot of things pretentious, but fucking A, man.
This was
the hubris of these people to make a scene where he just walks with a body for like 3 minutes and there's no sound.
I know.
The hubris.
It's what led to it. Like, I totally forgot who the hell this best friend character is.
Yeah, it was in like 4 scenes in the whole show. I mean,
seriously.
Like, it did not earn that fucking long ass walk. If it was like the show was some goddamn Odyssey and like those two were like the straight up most focused characters, the whole goddamn thing.
I mean, then it would work. You know, if it was like Batman and Joker, you know, you could be like, yes, okay, maybe.
There was no reveal for why he did what he did. Like why White Hair went and did what he did.
He just did what he did.
He just did what he did, and then at the end of the show, we're supposed to care that his friend died, that he was never around.
Be sad.
I refuse.
Isn't this emotional?
No, it is not.
Oh god. Oh, somebody kill me.
So, like the first half of the episode is them just collapsing all over the shop and just appearing. It's like, I guess Kaneki's bleeding out. Just kidding. It was what's his name that was bleeding out. He was just like,
Yeah. Who cares?
Weren't you all
making
sad?
coffee so bad.
Yeah.
After making coffee that is apparently so terrible, the shop just set itself on fire.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
weren't you guys just so sad to see Teku burning down? Like all I
I
could
was
think
happy.
about is like, thank God.
You fucking remember the coffee
Like,
shop?
it's
Remember all those
over.
memories with
It's not
that
coming
one dude?
back.
And her.
Oh god.
What even happened to Mummy Girl? I don't even remember.
She appeared last episode. She was the owl. She grabbed like the old guy who was her dad, and then she's not in this episode because they thought they were going to get a season 3. They were wrong.
Well, that's because
wow.
it was a horrible season. That's why.
So the whole cliffhanger with the previous episode never even gets resolved.
Nope.
What a shit show.
It really is.
Also, like the final shot of the show is like him just standing across some random white-haired awesome dude who showed up last episode out of fucking nowhere.
Yep.
And it's like, this is dramatic, isn't it?
Did
Can't
you
wait for Kaneki to fight this guy.
No. Honestly, if you think that was bad, apparently you got to find out what happened in the manga last time, because apparently they just off-paneled like the most hyped fight in the entire series. like they're just like, and here's the fight, and next page it's over. Apparently everyone was like, "Our page is missing." Like, no, he just got wrecked off panel.
Apparently, the author really is like really obsessed with having this like the sequel series be the exact same length as the first series.
Yeah, and apparently and apparently there's going to be another sequel series after. Like there's going to be a part 3 for reasons nobody understands. I don't know.
Which will also be cut dramatically short when the author's like, shit.
Oh, there's still making series as in anime?
No, in the manga.
Yeah, there's a Tokyo Ghoul manga still going. It's like Tokyo Re or something like that.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul RE.
Tokyo Ghoul RE is the sequel manga to Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sequel?
Okay.
So, like,
yeah, it's the same damn characters and everything. They it's like
Tokyo
Shippuden.
Ghoul Shippuden.
Yeah.
So there's a Shippuden and manga?
Like for
Yeah.
I thought it would
Yeah,
be
it's
like
just-
Dragon Ball, where like, despite the series naming itself differently, that the manga source material still has like the same title.
No, they decided to change the
they
name.
gave it a new name, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, and I'm not going to diss too much on the manga because honestly, whether it's good or not, I don't know, because I hear too many people saying, oh, the manga is much better. Well, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the manga is pretty good. But all I can say is I watched a terrible anime and it was called Tokyo Ghoul.
Yep.
yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like the manga like of Tokyo Ghoul made art for Nier Automata, and all I can fucking think about is the fucking show every time I look at his art.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well,
the same fucking
he's a
stuff,
good artist,
man.
I think. I mean, I've seen
Well,
some
don't
of...
get me wrong. Like from the ED work he's done, it's just balls out amazing. But
Right.
fuck.
I mean,
fucking,
I think
if he's apparently just off-paneling built-up fights just so he can end a thing in a very specific number of chapters for like some kind of like obsession, then maybe he's also straight up his ass.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm just gonna say that, like, I think this show is kind of a perfect storm of how you
Everything
do it
going wrong at once.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, maybe the manga is good. I'm not sure it is, but maybe it's okay. But then its adaptation to anime was bad, and then you go and you tack on a Gecko season, and then the Gecko season is like 50 times worse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it
and
can't
Tokyo
get much
Ghoul
worse.
is like the 5th best-selling manga in Japan.
Well, I mean, there's a huge gap between like 1 and 2, so you know.
Yes, but still.
I mean, it's basically like One Piece sells like 1 billion, and then
In that
everything
case, we
else
call
is
it
like
the fourth best selling manga in Japan. That's not that one.
yeah, that's not One Piece because it's almost unfair to count One Piece.
It's
Right.
like it's like the fourth best non-Golden State Warriors team.
Yeah.
And One Piece was sacrificed for this trade.
One Piece died for this.
Yeah, and again, it's worth saying I don't. It's not clear to me that One Piece was taken off the block for reasons they wanted. You know, it looked like it was outside their control. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
this is
could not have they could not have
technical.
picked a worse replacement for it. I mean, it's just
I mean, I'm sure they could have tried, but you know,
And
I'm not sure it would have worked.
and it didn't even seem to do like we heard, oh man, it's like consistently top 2 most requested, and then it turns out like the ratings come out and it's like it looks like the Venn diagram of people who requested Tokyo Ghoul on Toonami and the people who would watch Tokyo Ghoul on Toonami is the same circle.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those things where it becomes fairly obvious that just because something's requested doesn't mean it's going to be a good fit for the larger audience.
Like the amount of people requesting things is like
Small.
a single-digit percentage of the viewership.
Yeah, it's not a great sample. You know?
it's hard to say. I do question why it was. I don't understand why this show was so highly requested. Unless it was still coming out at the time it was requested.
No,
I
it
think
was
it
it
had
was
been
done.
out for a while, and that was the thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of looked at as something that had kind of probably missed the boat.
Yeah. I think it might be the aesthetic more than anything else. Like maybe it just sort of overlaps aesthetically, you know, the aesthetic thing overlaps with the kind of people that do go on and request things en masse.
I mean, it hits that. I'm 12, and what is this?
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's like I'm 16 and I fell into a hot topic, but you know.
Do you guys got anything else to say about this before we never have to speak about it in detail again?
I'm sure it'll be back at some point.
I don't think they're ever going to make another anime.
You say that, but somehow they always find a way.
Like this, Route A is actually, you know, we're not the only ones who think it's terrible. Kind of everyone thought
thinks
it was
it's
terrible.
bad. Yeah, everyone does, but they do keep making the manga, so you know there's always a chance someone else decides, okay, I'll give it a shot this time, and I'll do a better job.
We're going to Tokyo Ghoul Brotherhood and not a Soul Eater Brotherhood.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
But hey,
I'm
maybe that one would be tolerable.
yes.
Well, if
I
they
mean,
got
that
bones
is
to do it, and maybe a competent storyteller to fix up the
adapt it.
script. Yeah.
Maybe if they didn't change it from seinen to shonen.
I don't think that did as much damage as people are saying it did.
I don't know, man. My experience with this show just got me like fucking treated like it's lepers or something.
Whatever. We're getting something better next time, and you know.
So,
Thank
should
God.
we? I guess we should do it right now since we're on this subject. Let me bring the thing up because
Okay,
we
we're
have
gonna
some
re-rank it.
business. Thanks so much.
All right, we got it.
Hold on. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Shit. There it is. Yes, we're going to re-rank Tokyo Ghoul because it's ended.
And because it was just that bad.
Well, that's not the reason. It's
Well, I mean,
because
it's part of it. Let's be real.
Well, we're gonna basically every time a show ends, we're gonna go in and be like, "What's the ranking?"
yeah. If it was
Yeah.
a show that wasn't finished.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's fair, you know. Okay, so bottom.
So we
So
currently
I just
out of
posted the,
40 out of
spreadsheet.
45, we had it at 43 before.
Yes.
That's too high.
It was
So
above. Oh, go ahead.
So for reference, here is the bottom 10, because those are really the only relevant ones here.
In ascending or descending order?
From in descending order.
Okay.
So at number 36, Inuyasha, The Final Act. At number 37, Sword Art Online. At number 38, Samurai 7. At number 39, Naruto Shippuden. At number 40, Dimension W. At number 41, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. At number 42, Beware the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
At number 43, Tokyo Ghoul. And this was Tokyo Ghoul after like 14 episodes.
Yeah, it was just after the first season, just a little bit into the second season.
Right. Number 44, Akame ga Kill. And at number 45, Tenchi Muyo GXP. So.
Okay.
All right. So
I just want to point. I just want to point one thing out. Even today, we can still laugh at how absurd GXP was. Like, can we agree on that at least? Like
yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul, we can't even laugh at that shit.
Like, I can laugh mirthlessly.
Mirthlessly.
I was gonna say, okay, let's start with Akame ga Kill. So,
okay.
All right.
So I remember that after, like, the episode of Tokyo Ghoul we watched after we did the ranking, I was immediately like, "We've made a mistake. This is at least the second worst show." After this finale, which is, I think, possibly the worst episode of anything that has ever been shown on Toonami.
Well, I mean, it had like 5 minutes of just him walking.
It might actually be the worst episode of New Toonami of anything.
Yes.
Didn't end the whole show with a rape scene, though.
This is true, but at least GXP was hilarious in its incompetence.
GXP did not think
it was good.
GXP was not up its ass.
Yeah.
No,
I was gonna say, like,
GXP knew it was garbage.
I don't even know if it knew it was garbage. It just was doing what it does. It was going through the motions.
Well, I mean, GXP had a vague idea that it was trash. Like, it may not have known, but
I don't know
had
that.
It had an idea that it was trash by the end. I mean,
GXP thought it was less trashy than it actually was.
Yes. Like, you can't see that last scene and be like, yes, they thought they were making something good. Like, they knew what they were making.
No. See, no, that's not how I read it at all. So GXP was just doing what it thought Tenchi Muyo made Tenchi Muyo popular. So it was doing what it thought was right. It didn't. Yes. It wasn't doing what it thought was crap. Like, it didn't go, "Oh, this is crappy, but we have to do it." I think they thought, "No, this will be successful because this is what has worked."
Not realizing that they weren't doing
right, and that they were missing the mark. The problem with Tokyo Ghoul is that
they thought they were far smarter than they were.
Yeah, let me finish.
They thought they were making.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, they thought they were.
Okay, let's let them go.
They thought they were creating a work of art. They thought, like, this scene that's going to be so memorable and remembered of him walking with his friend is going to just, people will be in tears. That's what they thought. And we were just, like, dumbfounded by it. We were just like, what is this?
This is true, yeah.
I think the pretentiousness, to me, like, is like, offensive compared to the kind of, like, cheapness and shallowness that is GXP.
Yeah. Like, GXP was just incompetent. They weren't incompetent and pretentious.
Though
this might be recency. Oh no, go ahead.
That shallowness is almost abysmally deep.
I mean, this is true. GXP was absolutely horrible. There was that one episode where we all thought we were on drugs. Where the guy had the ship that ran literally on luck.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Was that was probably the most quote-unquote entertaining episode of the whole show.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I overall quote-unquote tolerated the show until the very last episode, where even I just decided to flip my own tables at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wait, did you just say you were tolerating Tokyo Ghoul?
No, GXP.
Oh, okay.
GXP.
Because that was going to be my point, is that after about 4 or 5 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul, like, I was done. Like, I'm just like, what is good about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called the mixed bag season, and I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, not even like the second season, like the first season, like we were sort of like, a couple episodes in, and we're like, okay, this isn't really doing anything. Like I do remember that moment we had, like, I think it was the 4th, 5th, or 6th episode of the first season. It was sort of like, yeah, okay, we gave it a chance. We let it, do its thing, try and show us what's up, but this isn't doing anything.
I mean, it was off-putting from the first episode.
Yeah,
Remember?
but I mean...
Flesh.
Yeah, I mean, but people were willing to give it a shot because, it was new and it had an idea that could potentially be interesting. But it's
Not a
food
single one of the 45 shows on this list currently has a larger gap between what it thinks it is and what it actually is.
Than Tokyo Ghoul, yes.
Not a single one comes even close.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. There was a scene in season 2 where the French guy goes into a bathroom and he smells a handkerchief with Kaneki's blood for like 3 minutes and has like an orgasmic release. Now here's my question. Was that scene supposed to be funny or serious?
I have no idea. I think that was supposed to be serious, though.
Because if it was supposed to be serious,
I don't know.
Then it is failed miserably.
Yes, I agree with this. Honestly, I think they were going for like some kind of weird Joker Hisoka shit. Only they completely misunderstood what makes Joker and Hisoka. I mean, like they thought.
I don't
like they just thought, wacky guys.
Supposed to be taken like seriously. I just the thing that got me about that scene is that it was like, oh look, it's this guy again. Oh, I guess he's going to the bathroom now, and we were all like joking, like, I wonder if he's going to go smell that handkerchief again. We didn't actually expect them to do the scene again because he had done it before.
I mean, they ran out of ideas.
I would argue that they believed that scene was supposed to be menacing and or creepy.
Yes, I agree.
And that we're supposed to take this character seriously because there was a scene a couple of episodes later where he confronts Kaneki, and it's supposed to be like a sad scene for this character.
Yeah, it was, and it was hilarious.
And he isn't supposed to be a joke, and so.
But he's hilarious.
So I guess my point is this: is that there's like GXP is meant to be comedic.
Yes.
There's not really supposed to be comedy in Tokyo Ghoul. I think it has moments of like really bad kind of Naruto tiered comedy where like a character does something stupid like trips or something, and that's supposed to be funny. Yeah. But it's mostly supposed to be a serious drama, and we were laughing at this ridiculously stupid character. And I think that that is more that's worse than the kind of bad comedy that you got in GXP.
Right. I'll go sort of a step further and say GXP was a funny show that was funny for the wrong reasons. Like, it set out to be funny. It succeeded at being funny, but for entirely the wrong reasons. It didn't mean to be funny in the ways it was funny, but it still accomplished a goal.
I don't know.
Still managed. I don't know. We were able to laugh at it.
We were able to laugh at how bad it was.
Yes. Like, it was a comedy show that it got a laugh for absolutely the wrong reasons.
Well, you could say the same thing for Tokyo Ghoul, though.
But that's not a comedy show.
We were able to laugh at how
it was a very serious show.
I mean, in my mind, it's very clear. The bottom two are Tokyo Ghoul and Tenchi Muyo GXP because, frankly, everything else above them I can identify at least a single solitary thing
redeeming quality.
okay.
Yes,
That was
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah, without a question,
Yes.
Akame ga Kill does deserve to be above Tokyo Ghoul. I think we all agree.
Yes. It's just a matter of, is Tokyo Ghoul the bottom or second to bottom?
And that basically for me, this comes down to comparing the final episodes. Because they are the two things. The final episode is the thing we most remember about Tenchi, because quite frankly, I didn't really watch most of that show, but I don't think anybody else really remembers anything other than the final episode outside of, man, the rest of it was bad too.
I mean, there was. I do remember that one episode we all thought we were on drugs, but that's about it.
And in Tokyo Ghoul, it's also super terrible the whole time, and then this final episode.
Yes.
I would take it a step. I would take it a step further and say that Tokyo Ghoul actually has 2 really bad final episodes, because the previous season's final episode was also terrible.
Oh God, yes. Oh man, that was the worst.
What was it? 1,000 minus 900 something?
Yeah, it was a thing where he was tortured for the entire time, and then he fell into a hot topic, and
It was like, hello, I'm a bad guy now.
Yeah, his edge powers activated, and then his hair turned white.
Oh yeah, that ghoul that's still. Is that ghoul still inside of him or something?
I don't know.
The girl, yeah, I think she's supposed to be inside him, because she's also those hands in the opening of the second season. So,
also, can we talk about the second opening for this show?
It's the worst.
It's one, it's also extremely pretentious. 2, it's an ending.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
and that's why it's the worst.
Yeah, it really sets the tone for the series, doesn't it? For just how pretentious it'll be.
A whole lot of nothing.
I mean, like, you can have a pretentious show and give it like a good opening, and it'll sort of diffuse a little bit of the pretentiousness. But they're like, no, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go whole hog. We're gonna make this as pretentious as humanly possible.
Did GXP have a character that any one of you thought was likable?
I mean, main Tenchi guy wasn't horrible.
Everybody goes silent.
I remember that the first episode of Tenchi, we were like,
yeah,
okay, this could be slightly funny.
Yes. Oh, wait. Tenchi actually showed up for one episode.
Yeah.
And he is a likable character.
Wait, was Ashu in it? I don't remember.
For one episode, yes. So
yeah,
she is okay. So
I like
so it's got so it's got 2 likable characters. It had to borrow from another series.
I can say with confidence that there wasn't a single character in Tokyo Ghoul that I liked. Like, I mean, like I did not hate the little girl ghoul or her mom. Like, I didn't hate those characters, but they really didn't do anything either. They were just sort of there.
Like, the best I can say is that the little girl ghoul and Toko were okay.
They existed.
Yeah, they were fine. They didn't grate on me. Unlike the protagonist and most of the other characters.
Yeah, they weren't the worst.
So also, in this show, the protagonist, basically in season 1, he's a whiny loser, and in season 2,
he's a whiny
an
loser.
edgelord.
And he's still a loser.
He's a faux cool edgelord.
And he's still a loser.
Right. That's right, because he goes around being an utter Sasuke badass, but then in the dark he quietly weeps to himself.
And then anytime, and then whenever he gets into a fight, he gets his ass handed to him in glorious fashion. Like, I don't think he wins one fight in the second season.
You guys ready to take a vote on this?
Yeah, it's last.
I also say it's last. The final episode really seals the deal.
5 minutes of
just...
This is the very bottom of the barrel, so I'm not going to be picky.
All right, I'm gonna my vote. It goes at the bottom. It's unanimous.
Yes, I do want to say, like, the fact that they had the balls to use what was essentially a looping GIF for 5 minutes was just 5 minutes straight of the same 3-second animation thing, just looping. Like, the balls that takes to think, yes, this is good.
And the song!
Oh god, the song. But just the fact that you're doing an animated show and then you're just going to loop the same thing for like 5 straight minutes is just, I mean, the balls on these guys.
Well, congratulations, Akamiga Kill and Tokyo GXP. You both go up a slot.
Your GXP is no longer the worst show we've ever seen.
Indeed. It is not. I mean, it's very simple. We just have to compare the last episodes, and also Tokyo Ghoul has 2 last episodes that are awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tenchi-Muyo GXP has, oh look, the protagonist got raped by his entire 8-person harem. That's bad.
He basically
but there is no universe
by all these girls, including a lolly.
There is no universe in which anyone in the production of that show thought anything more about that scene other than, well, this is what this show is anyway, so why don't we just,
exactly.
go there?
There's a kind of tongue-in-cheekness to GXP's ending that almost you're kind of like, wow, why not? But with Tokyo Ghoul, it's like, no, kill me now.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul thought it was doing some like Cain and Abel duality of man shit at the end. It's like, no, you didn't do that. You have to earn that through you have to do that the entire series to get that ending. Like, no, you didn't do that. I mean,
no
like,
point
Arkham City did that.
At no point in the production of Tenchi-Muyo GXP's final episode did anyone think this is a masterpiece.
No, they thought we're getting a paycheck for this. I can't believe it.
They thought, man, this is someone's fetish.
and we got paid to make it.
I also want to say, before we move on, I do want to say I personally publicly apologize to anyone who enjoys Tokyo Ghoul for how utterly, completely we've shit on it on this podcast, including tonight.
I don't apologize.
I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and but personally, I mean, I do know that I ragged on this show probably more than any other. So,
Tokyo Ghoul is the worst show to ever air on New Toonami. Book it. It is done.
It's unanimously voted to by our crack
team of 4 people.
Yeah.
And I'm still reminded of that woman who was standing right next to me when I went to my local convention. Bought a Tokyo Ghoul wallet.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be someone out there who likes this. It's something you should remember for the rest of your lives. Everything that you love, someone hates, and everything you hate, somebody loves.
Yes.
But you are always right, and everyone else is.
That's how opinions work.
Well, when you go experience of watching this, I sure as hell feels goddamn validated.
Let's move on, please.
Yes.
Hunter, please.
Let's move on. Hunter x Hunter, episode 68, Pirates and Guesses. In this episode, they try to take on the raid, but they're like, shit, we can't do this raid in matchmaking.
They also have they also have really shitty players. Like they need to go recruit some new guys.
Including
a certain clown.
A certain actual pedophile clown.
Yeah, I mean if you were on the fence before, this episode confirms it. Isuka is a pedophile.
Like, I might be mad if they kind of were like wishy-washy about whether he is or is not. But no,
but he is.
It's incredibly obvious.
Like he was staring at their asses while they walked ahead of him.
With lustful eyes.
Seriously.
That one manga page where like the speech bubble rises.
Oh my god, that was. I'm surprised they didn't do that in the couldn't find a way to do that in the series because that would have been hilarious.
It's impossible.
Because it is, but there. Okay, just to describe it for anyone who didn't see the page, like there's a page when Hisoka is standing naked in the water, and there's a speech bubble covering his dong, and it's hanging down, below his legs to cover it, and then like it cuts to Gon and Killua. Oh, hi guys, and then it comes back to him, and it's above his legs now, and he's obviously erect.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Like Togashi drew him getting a boner.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yes.
did not.
You didn't put that together?
Do I
I
want
would've-
to?
Yeah, I would have. I'm not. I'm not upset that didn't make it into the show. That's
No.
fine. Leave that out.
I thought it just would have been funny to see how they pulled that one off.
That'd have been probably a little too risque.
Yes, it would have.
And it's funny too because like this same creepiness of this aspect of his character is also
Yes.
unfortunately kind of overshadows what I thought was a really funny moment
Mhm.
where we pan over and we see Bisky.
She's lusting.
Yeah, she's got like a drool coming out of her mouth, staring
Like,
at you.
like she's into it.
Physically, Hisoka is at least an 8.
Yeah. This
Oh yeah,
is
the
true.
guy's built. I mean, like the guy is buff. I mean, he's probably a handsome dude, but
Yeah, he's
But
looking
also,
good. He's a
between-
pedophile.
Between drooling over Hisoka and having like the heart-struck eyes and the town of love.
oh yeah, let's talk about that. That was fun. So they go to this
Yeah.
place called the Town of Love or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's just like all these. I don't know if they're real people or NPCs or both.
They're
Those are
they're NPCs. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like
it's the town of meat cutes.
yeah,
It's
it is
the
like
town of shoujo tropes.
and like all the tropes that would happen, like a girl dropping her books and then she's leaning over,
Yep.
oh help me, That
Mm-hmm.
was fun.
Yeah, was
Yeah.
this around the time of the author kind of married the author from Sailor Moon?
They were married for a little bit before this. I think they got married at some point during Your Canoe.
Or there was
But-
where like was the manga also similar to this, where like somebody else seemed to be drawing it?
No, I don't think it was one of those times. He apparently he just thought it'd be cool. I think. Because I mean, if you could do anything and you had to come up with towns and shit, it's like, yeah, okay, I could see you doing this. Because he's got. I'm sure there's some baller ass cards at the end of those quest lines.
Like Pregnancy Stone.
Yes, no, that got cut. That got cut. To explain it, pregnancy stones they're 2 stones. They weigh about 7 pounds each. You carry it for a month and you'll get pregnant, even if you're a guy. And you can choose the sex of the baby depending on what stone you carry.
Yep, that's weird.
That's male pregnancy. Yeah.
Nen really seems capable of anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, if you put the right restrictions on it, you can do whatever the hell you want. And I think that's the point of this entire arc is to show, as long as you've got the restrictions, strict enough, who gives a shit? You do what you want.
So what happened at the end of the episode?
Basically, they're trying to see if Hisoka has made contact with any of the other members of the Phantom Troop by looking at his his
The
book.
list of characters he met, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I guess not. And then he's like, "Texture surprise, bitches!"
Oh
Of course, it was texture surprise.
And it's like, y'all motherfuckers have literally been taught the past few months to always use Gyo.
Well, I mean, texture surprise. It's a surprise.
Just that.
Honestly, I don't think.
It's like, why didn't they notice texture surprise?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think they know he has texture surprise. That's the thing.
They don't.
Like they think that, like everyone thinks his power is just the rubber thing, but he's actually got the texture surprise too.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's constantly working for him because he doesn't tell anybody he's got it.
I am surprised Bisky didn't notice though. Because Bisky's clearly on a level above him, and also, by the way, they made a note that Hisoka recognized Bisky. Because he goes, "Oh, it's you."
No,
I don't think. I think he was like trying to figure out which of the two people they had been taught Nen from, and he was like, "Well, it can't be this guy." And then he's like,
"Yeah, he's garbage."
Question mark.
Like, really, you? Okay. Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe you guys probably know better than I do, but I swear when I watched that scene carefully, and I thought, no, it seems like he's kind of letting on that he's seen her before.
No, you might be reading a bit much into that.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, whatever. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. She's been around for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, she's like 60, 70 years old. But yeah, I mean, like going forward, I can tell you, as far as we know, they haven't never met.
Okay. Well, then that gives it, I think, a little. Then that makes more sense. Then okay.
Yeah, it's just one of those scenes. It's like, a little weird.
So otherwise, in this episode, sumo wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Except instead of sumo wrestling, they, set him on fire.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Never said anything except just get me out of this circle.
Oh yeah, people commenting that kind of briefly turned into Ippo because of the Madhouse connection.
Yeah, no, it did turn into Ippo for a minute. And, like, that guy got completely wrecked. I'm a little annoyed they left out the explanation of how his power worked because it had to do with the design on the bottom of the ring. Like, he can only use that power in that ring. Like, it's just completely useless outside of it.
I like, too, how, like, because as someone who didn't seen it before, I didn't know what was happening. But the whole, like, Bisky steps up and then she just fails the test. And then another person steps up and then they fail. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. So they're failing on purpose to just get these people, to get out or whatever. I actually don't quite understand why they failed. But once I realized that they did, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah, it's both they don't have the right team for this, and they just, they want to see what sort of challenges they're going to be faced with so they can get the right people.
Got it.
Because, I mean, imagine, like, giving Hisoka the ball juggling thing. He's just going to put, bungee gum on it, and he'll never lose.
Right. So now they're going around finding the right team to win, basically.
Yeah. It's basically like, if you ever played like World of Warcraft or anything, you're doing back in like the olden days, you're doing an instance and then you see, another portal, and then you go in and you're like, oh shit, this is a raid. We need better people for this. It's like, no, they're just going to abandon that and just go find the right people.
Gotcha.
Well, it's a bit immersive if you had experience with them, that kind of stuff.
I am a nerd.
Like, this is a kind of an aside, but after I was like, when I watched Log Horizon, like that second season, like I know kind of people like kind of didn't like some of the parts about the raid part, but I was like, man, this whole concept seems really cool. And it's like, this will take about 12 hours. And I was like, nope.
Yeah, that's about right.
Nah.
Shit, man. Easy Allies was like doing like a raid in Destiny 2, and that took like from evening to midnight, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, usually anytime you do anything like that, you're going to put in like 3 hours or whatever.
Is it like 3 hours for a successful try?
No, you just put in 3 hours. You just put in 3 hours and then you go back the next night.
Jeez.
Because you're not done yet.
I still might get Destiny 2 on the PC, but I will not. I'm not going to be like, man, I have to get through all this content right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to get it, but I might consider getting it, if there's a price drop or something.
Just for something to do on the PC.
Yeah, I mean, I might get it for PS4 if only to, give me a reason to play it, because, I mean, these days I'm just buying everything I can on Switch so I can play it wherever the hell I want.
Also, like, I've mentioned previously how it's like, man, I haven't even put Neo into my PS4, and then they come out, like, recently, and it's like, it's coming to PC, and the Complete Edition's coming to PS4, and it's like, god damn it.
Shit.
Fuck. That's fun. Anyway.
Yep.
Let's talk about on.
Oh, I just wanted to say, apparently they're looking for Tazera now. And they're going to get, his smarmy ass in on this.
He's the army-looking guy, right?
Yeah, he's the army-looking guy. We have no idea what his power is yet, though. So that that could be, he could have a cool power, or he could have a completely lame power.
Well, he's the second. He's like the second or first place person in the game, so he must be good.
Yeah, I mean, he's also a 2-star hunter, so, you'd presume he's got a cool power.
Right.
Huh. Are there always been ratings for hunters, or I think I forgot?
I mean, we only know about the regular hunter and, like, the 2-star hunter, because, Gene is a 2-star hunter. He's also a shit father. He's also a 2-star shit father. Apparently, the more hunter stars you have, the worse a father you are. So,
Well, this seemed just only natural.
Yeah.
For the record, though, I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter World's going to be my personal destiny to play, so...
I hate that it looks so good and that it's not on Switch. I hate it. Because I gotta get it now, and like I like being able to play it on the go, play Monster Hunter on like the train and shit, and now I can't, and it's the worst.
If only remote play was better.
I'm not gonna buy a Vita.
I know, you can't even play, like, you can like rely on Wi-Fi anyway, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, want to talk about Lupin?
Sure.
Lupin the Third, Part 4, Episode 14, The End of Lupin the Third. Yes, the season finale of Lupin the Third.
Yep.
This is the end, everyone.
In which Lupin is put in jail and dies.
Yeah.
That's actually literally what happens in the show, aside from the twist.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
This was the best episode of the show so far.
I mean, he just straight trolled Pops the entire way through. Like, we knew something was coming, but I mean, damn.
The fucking floor painting.
Oh my God.
Greats of Italy would be proud of that.
It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite episode of the show, but I thought it was pretty good.
It was.
What did
It
you
might
think
have been the
best episode?
funniest.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think I'd have to think about it, but I just sort of felt like this was a good episode, but it wasn't like great. But
honestly, I think the G-Gen focused one might be better, but this one's definitely funnier.
Yeah, the one thing I couldn't help but think about was like Zenigata, like this guy. Like, there's devoted to your job, and then there's Zenigata, where he goes and like pitches a tent for 6 months outside of a jail cell,
just to make sure Lupin doesn't escape.
And then he's like cooking gourmet meals with a saucepan and a campfire.
Yeah,
where is he getting the ingredients for that?
He is impressive.
And like, why would he build the perfect prison for Lupin and then give himself a tent?
No one knows.
Why didn't he build like a cabin for himself,
Because Zenigata doesn't think of those things. He's just like, I gotta catch me some Lupin. I gotta trap me some Lupin. I gotta make sure he stays caught. Like, that's what Zenigata thinks of all day, every day.
And he still, like, completely wears, like, the same outfit throughout.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't even take a bath.
like he's never off the job.
No.
I did like though, there was a good character moment in this episode though that really is kind of like, it's basically the it's not about catching Lupin, it's about the chase,
Yeah.
And that's what his character's really interested in.
Yeah. He wants to catch Lupin, but he doesn't want to catch Lupin.
Right. He
like,
just wants
now
to
that
chase
he's caught Lupin, he's like, what the fuck do I do with my life?
Yeah, it's like he's a dog chasing the car. He caught the car and now he's got no idea what the hell he's supposed to do with it. All he knows is he's supposed to be put in jail and he's got nothing else.
Man being stuck between a lawman and a thrill chaser.
If it was Lupin's plan all along to paint that painting using food,
yes.
Why did it take him like 6 months to do it?
He had to wait for the right colors.
Okay, I guess.
Well, I mean, maybe he was also screwing with Zenigata. Because I mean, I'm not entirely sure who was trapped in that situation. Whether it was it Lupin or was it Pops?
It was definitely Pops, but like because like all the other characters, we get little flashes to the other characters, and they're all
Yeah,
like, "What's taking Lupin so long?" It's like they knew
yeah.
he was going to
I
break
mean,
out soon.
well, I mean, everyone knew he was going to break out soon.
No, I mean to the point that like they knew the plan.
Yeah, no, they probably knew the plan,
Like,
or they probably at least figured he could break out.
speaking of the other characters, like they must have like drawn straws because like if you get Fujiko, man, and then if you get Goemon, I hope you like watching Goemon sit under a waterfall in the mountain for literally 6 months.
Meanwhile, Fujiko goes to the pool and wears a bikini and wears a nice dress for dinner where she drinks wine. It's like that's an ace assignment,
Yeah, I really felt
Versus
good for that guy.
Day 593, still under waterfall.
Yeah, well, I mean, then there's the guy who got assigned to Jigen. Like, at least he's at a casino. Like, he can, have some fun.
Like the guy who got Jigen is like, well, this is standard.
Yeah, he's like, I've done this before. I know how to do this. The
Going
guy
on,
who got
guys, like
I didn't
target
sign up for
appears to
this.
subsist solely on dew.
Meanwhile, guy who got Fujiko is like, should I talk to her? No, I can't. I can't do that. No, I should talk to her, shouldn't I? Like he's trying his hardest.
She looks my way every day at Winks.
like he's desperately trying not to hit on her the entire time.
I feel bad for any man in this universe who has to get near Fujiko because like she's like the ultimate tease,
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have a chance with her, but man,
No,
how
you
can you
don't.
resist?
Yeah, seriously.
And she will make you think you do.
Yeah.
That's the worst part is she'll be like, no, you might have a chance. You don't, but you might.
And then you have a boxing glove attachment waiting for you.
This is true.
So this episode ended very oddly.
Yeah.
Basically, a naked guy appears with a beard.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Some guy escapes. Apparently,
MI6 had somebody in like solitary confinement, and he just ends up escaping and standing on a building like Batman.
Yep.
And I don't know what that's about.
I also like how when Nick saw Lupin escape, he's like, "Oh, it's about time. Took him long enough."
Oh yeah, we saw Nick's
like,
and his family. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's is having breakfast with his family. He's reading the paper. He's like, "Oh, it took him long enough to get out of there." Like
So,
he's not surprised either.
Like the ending is basically, here's a second show this year where ancient pillar men are under Rome.
Oh my God, you're so right.
He's definitely he does look a bit like a pillar man.
Like dude just climbs up on the top of the Colosseum and it's like,
No, someone should cut in the music right there. Like, no, I mean it was a fun episode, and it looks like the main plot is sort of going to kickstart this week. So this might be fun.
Who would win, Goemon versus Pillarmen?
Goemon.
Goemon, come on.
Yeah.
Goemon versus anything.
Yeah, I mean, he cut like a truck in half. Are you kidding me?
Could Goemon beat Goku?
Oh man, yeah.
See, the problem with Goemon is that he doesn't have a power level. It's just win.
Yeah, I mean, he cuts like the bullets from machine guns in half. Like he just draws his sword and the fight is over.
Yeah, I mean you could magically curve bullets. Like he'll just stop.
I mean, even then, he'd still cut them.
Which he did. So, but yeah, there actually was someone else who also cut a truck in half, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we're about ready to talk about. Well, not yet. We have to talk about Shippuden first, but we'll talk about possible Jingen's sister later, or not Jigen, Goemon's sister later.
Anyway. Yes, let's talk about Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah.
Naruto Shippuden, episode 175, Hero of the Hidden Leaf. Yes, indeed, in this episode, Pain brings everyone back to life because no consequences.
Yep.
I mean, the village as a whole, but, you know. And then for the rest of the episode, everyone in the village gets in line to suck Naruto's dick.
Yep.
The biggest circle jerk of them all.
Yeah, I think I posted in a thread. I said it just felt like all of that just felt like Kishimoto patting himself on the back.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't think that part happened in the manga. I think that's just the I think that's just the anime guys assuming we're all stupid.
Okay.
You know?
But yep, everyone loves Naruto now, and this was his ultimate dream all along, is to be loved. So there you go.
That is still insane that the fan page didn't go. Well, at least the anime fan base at least didn't go uproar about that. It's like there's no way this most powerful villain ever would just suddenly just change his mind like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this shit just doesn't work.
On one hand, I kind of want to like think like, hey, that's at least you're doing something different, right? Like that you're making Pain not do the standard tropey villain thing. But I just don't think they did a good job of it here. I think it just doesn't work because it doesn't seem earned.
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like if all it takes is Naruto saying a few things, and then suddenly Pain is going to just suddenly realize that he was wrong after he did that much stuff.
I mean, he already created the borderline extinction level event with that village, so.
Yeah.
Like, I still can't get over how this arc is resolved with like a single line from Naruto when Pain's like,
okay.
Was everything I believed in wrong?
Like, he must not have believed in that shit very hard if that's all it took.
That's really what I'm saying. It's like it didn't get earned. Like Naruto didn't trick him or didn't say something that was like a revelation. It was just common sense.
Yeah. I mean, it was that's what makes it so bad is that, like, there was nothing there. It's just like Kishimoto reached a point. He's like, okay, now I have to find out a way for Naruto to, sort of get this guy on his side so he can bring everyone back to life. How do I do that in one chapter? Yeah, no, I don't know how to do that. Fuck it.
It'll be Naruto's persistence. That's what wins everything.
I mean, it would be fine if that was the case, but that's not what happened.
Well, I mean, that's what I think metaphorically that's what happened. Wasn't it just that like Naruto says, "I won't let the future turn into shit," and then that was it. And it was like Pain was like, "Oh, okay, I guess that is possible. All right."
Well, I mean, like, if he had like demonstrated like the stubbornness during their conversation or whatever, you could sell that. Like, oh, this guy's different. He doesn't give up on something just because whatever. Maybe I can believe in this guy. It's like, no, he just says one sentence to the guy.
Yeah.
Also, people had their souls trapped or something? Like,
yeah, no, that happened too.
Like, instead of just killing them, he actually like extracts their chi or whatever?
No. He kills them too. He controls the gate to the underworld, and he just opened it up and let everyone out.
Yeah, by the way, there's an afterlife.
Yeah, we never see it, though.
There seems to be hints of that, I've noticed, but this dude really can actually do that?
Yep.
And
Yep.
Oh my...
Dude, if it's involving eyes, forget about it. They can do whatever.
Yep.
He's fucking God at this point!
Yep.
Yeah, he can. If he
Yep.
has eyes, he could probably just teleport to Mars if he wanted to. I mean,
Yeah, Naruto literally beat God, and yet it's somehow going to escalate from there.
I can't believe Naruto won. I can't believe Naruto was able to overcome Pain's visual prowess.
fuck that. Oh, every time I hear visual prowess anymore, I'm just like, shut up.
I know. What the hell were they thinking?
I would have rather them just say eye powers.
Yeah, seriously.
I got eye powers.
See, actually, that's like these makes it the most powerful thing ever. It's treated some vague background thing. You're only a super fan. You're supposed.
You haven't seen anything yet.
It gets worse.
Oh
It literally gets worse.
So yeah, so basically Naruto comes back to the village and every single character has to have their moment to rave about how amazing Naruto is and that he's definitely going to one day become Hokage and blah 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 blah.
Especially how they always knew that. And even when he was like, everyone hates me, we were like, actually, we always loved you.
Yeah, in secret, retconny way, they all secretly loved him.
You've always been Jesus.
So after all this, now we're going into filler, right?
Yep. Okay, just everybody just, turn off the filler and wait until the next canon arc, and then wait until Danzo's fight, and then just drop the series.
All right, let me ask you this.
It's not getting better than Danzo's power.
All right, let me ask you
this. Swear
to
God.
Any of you guys seen this next filler arc?
No.
Okay.
But it looks like it involves cats.
Oh, God.
Here's the thing. Filler arcs in Shippuden are an unknown quantity. Sometimes Shippuden's story is so bad that the fillers can be better. Right?
Sometimes Shippuden's story can be so bad that the filler is kind of indistinguishable.
Okay.
In quality.
I'm going to go into this filler maybe hoping that it's going to be better than like the finale we just saw. But I don't expect much. I think every filler in Shippuden so far has been pretty bad. Like, remember the kid with the rose or whatever?
And that was like one of the best pieces of anime ever made. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty much, from my experience, pretty much the absolute exception, miraculous exception to the fucking rule.
Well, anyway, it's like
remember
27.
Sora?
Yeah, I remember Sora. You mean Sasuke? Oh, I mean Sora. I mean Naruto. I mean Sora.
Remember Bubble Guy?
Oh yeah, wasn't Sora what? Dean Venture? Same voice actor or something?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Bubble Guy. I remember Bubble Guy died off screen, or not off screen, but he died like a bitch right after his own filler arc.
Oh God.
Remember, look at this super special jutsu. It can destroy a warehouse. I can't wait to see what forbidden jutsu will be the center of this new filler arc, and I can't wait to hear forbidden jutsu 5 million times.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna skip the episodes. Screw it.
There'll be. Let's see. Let's count the requirements for Shippuden filler. There will be a kid.
Yes.
There will be a forbidden jutsu.
There will be a team of quirky villains who look like they are definitely not from Naruto.
Yeah.
Wait. Instead of forbidden jutsu, there might wind up being a tailed beast.
Okay, true.
Yes.
At least one of those those quirky villains will have a A-list anime voice actor who should be in any part other than this.
Yep. And it will probably feature one of the other more popular Naruto characters who never gets screen time.
Yes, that's probably a good thing.
Or Sasuke.
It's not going to be Hinata, though. Because she just took a sword to the chest, so, she got to, get her stitches.
It will probably have Yamato.
This is true.
By the way, I just want to comment real quickly on the Hinata thing. So Hinata So I'm not going to call it visual prowess. Eye power guy can restore Hinata back to life, but he
I don't
can't
think
bother
she
to.
died.
Oh, she
No,
didn't
she was
die?
never
Oh,
dead.
okay.
No,
Okay,
she
never
was
mind.
good.
Never mind. But he still won't take the time to fix her chest, will he?
Sakura did that. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, Sakura was like, "Don't worry, I'll make sure her boobs are safe and sound."
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I mean, at least you got the important thing right.
Yes.
Fucking God.
And of course, as with all Naruto Shippuden filler, it will be like the length of a standard show. It will
It's
be
really
around
what it
for
is,
half
isn't it?
the goddamn year.
Maybe that's what Naruto filler is. Maybe Naruto filler is just an opportunity for canceled shows or shows that never got to get aired. Like they just insert them into Naruto. They're like, "Hey, I've got this idea for a show." It's like, we can never make a show out of that. Oh, but we can insert it into Naruto.
Like literally, instead of taking like a 2-season break, they just make a whole gigantic filler arc.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Well, do you want to talk about Outlaw Star?
Yes.
Sure.
Outlaw Star, episode 6, The Beautiful Assassin. So you guys said, like, the sister of Goemon, but no, she's not anywhere near as good as Goemon.
Well,
No.
I just meant
She
in
gets
general.
beaten by modesty.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
but
she does
did
cut
cut
a truck
bus in half.
With a wooden
Yeah,
sword, yes.
Yes,
She still got beaten by modesty.
Yeah.
this is true.
Gene Starwind has shown in no way, shape, or form that he is capable of not dying to this person.
Nope.
But it turns out, literally interacting with anyone other than him, she's amazing. And then because he's the main character, oh no!
Yeah.
He's just very lewd, and he uses his lewdness to beat her.
I didn't think it was a great episode.
It wasn't the best, no.
No, I mean it was it was not really that great an episode, and I think it's probably the weakest of all of the ones I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad though; like it was just sort of like
No.
necessary to introduce her.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Fred was handled better than, pretty
let's
much everyone
talk about
expected.
that. So I agree. For a clearly
90s
90s
anime.
character, like I've seen worse. Like I was even thinking about like Leron from Gurren Lagann.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Or,
Fred was actually handled more tastefully than even Leron was.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely better than Puri Puri Prisoner.
Oh, come on.
I mean, that's not even
You have to say that.
I feel like it should be pointed out at least.
All right. But yeah, he was pretty good, I think. I'm not offensive. I mean, I can't really say. I mean, I'm not gay, so I don't really have a right to say that. But to me, it didn't feel offensive. So.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't like horrible either.
No.
Like it was sort of like middling offensive, maybe. But again, like you said, we're not gay dudes, so
I don't know. I mean, I just felt like he didn't seem like he wasn't stereotypical. He just was a little grabby, a little huggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really all I'll say about that. But,
It's less bad.
Less bad?
It was less bad than other things.
Yeah.
Not great.
No, it was not.
Yeah, it wasn't as questionable as the voices used in recent Lupin.
Oh God.
Yeah, man, that was recorded in like 21st century, and like, still use voices like it was used 10 or 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting him to be a lot more like over the top. Yeah. Judging by what people were saying, like hinting to about his character coming up, I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, I don't know, whatever. I don't even know if he's going to be back. I mean, he just seems like kind of a one-shot character.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, other than that, they met, what's her name?
Suzuka?
Suzuka.
Yep.
And she was hired to kill Fred.
Yep.
And she failed. And now she's kind of like, I don't know, upset with Jean because she prevented the one time she ever failed.
Naturally, she must join the crew.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, join Gene's harem.
I mean, it's
still
not much
can't
of a
get over how
harem.
big everyone's clothes are in this show.
They're 90s. They're 90s big.
They are. I like them. I mean, I think their clothes look kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they still hold up.
I mean, I don't think they wear them, but I'm just saying that, like, I think that they look fun.
The designs are fine. It's just everyone's wearing big cloaks and shit.
Yeah.
If
This is a
everyone-
weird world, though. Like, I wouldn't put any preconceptions on this world. Like, what should things look like? I don't know. This is such a weird mix mash of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, arms on spaceships are a big deal. Magic exists, so.
Also, I will admit I feel like an idiot. I did not figure out what caster shells mean.
Yeah.
Caster, as in like cast, you cast
Spellcaster,
magic.
yeah.
Like I only just realized that when we were watching it this episode. I was thinking like caster shells. I was thinking like when you cast something, you put a shell around it.
No. These are bullets that cast spells when you fire them.
Cast magic, yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone squeezed a little wizard in there or something.
Magic missiles. Streamlined.
Anyway, anything else about this episode?
I can't remember anything else.
Bring back Aisha clan of the Katarl Empire.
Yeah, she wasn't in it.
No.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I forgot. Fred only gave Gene a 30% discount for saving his life.
I think Fred's a bit of a shrewd businessman. So
yes, he's a bit too shrewd to give him all that stuff for free. But still, I mean, dude saved your life.
Yeah.
One wonders why maybe there's an assassin after him.
Seriously.
Good point. Maybe he swindled someone. No, I can't remember anything else because it kind of felt like the episode went like it was just going through the motions. Like they go and they meet Fred, and then they leave, and then they have to go back to Fred, and that's because she's attacking, and then they have their battle, and then it's just sort of over. And I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was okay.
Yeah. I actually noticed she was actually wearing high-heeled shoes rather than the traditional Camino socks.
That's because high-heeled shoes are sexier.
Yeah. I guess I never noticed that as a kid.
I mean, they did edit a lot of stuff in this, when they aired it originally.
Oh, that. Yeah, it's always fun. I think it was Line who always posts the comparisons.
Yeah, those are interesting. I hope he keeps doing it.
Needless to say, they edited out the nude shot.
Yes, they did. I mean, it wasn't entirely nude.
I'll tell you what, that's the theme of this week. Nude butts.
Yeah. That's the title. No.
But there were like at least 3, maybe 4 this week. We got Hisoka, we got the guy at the end of Lupin, and we got Suzuka. They all showed their bare bats in this episode.
Yep. A lot of bare ass.
So yeah.
That's about it.
Bring back Aisha.
Yes.
I think that's next episode.
Yay!
I'm hyped.
Anyway, that'll be about it for this episode of the ToonamiGAF podcast. Got a lot done in this episode, and we have a new king of worst show ever.
One that we all saw coming.
Fuck Tokyo Ghoul forever.
Amen.
I did not think. I honestly thought Tenchi Muyo JXP would stand forever.
Oh, come on. You knew that was going down almost immediately after the next episode aired.
From
I don't know, man.
Like when I saw the ending of Tokyo Ghoul, I was like, "This is the worst thing ever."
Yep.
It's like the way you said it too. It's like, my God, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this gets overtaken anytime soon.
Well, we could have 50 episodes of extremely boring SAO.
I mean, there's going to be some fuckery in there. I read the plot summary of that, and like it sounds like it's filled with fuckery. Like it sounds literally stupid.
It all stems from the fact that both the fictional people and the real life fans seemed okay with mass murder so long it alters something in value. That
God.
I still cannot get over.
Anyway, thank you, C-Kohler.
No problem.
Thank you, B-Dubs.
Okay.
Thank you, BB-Boy20.
This has felt like a long day.
I mean, we remembered Tokyo Ghoul, so it was very long.
Yeah.
It's like every time you remember Tokyo Ghoul, you immediately like flashback and have to watch the whole show again. Don't think about it.
I just have flashbacks.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next week for episode 76. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night.